Do you speak English? Because I can get a translator. I don't know. Have you been understanding everything I'm saying?
Thank you very much for tuning in. The final episode of season 2 of Cobra Kai. I just smile whenever I think about it. And when I hear the music for the important part, I get a thrill. I'm emotionally invested in the show. Congratulations, folks. You've done a great job, at least as far as this schmuck. I love this show. Love the music, love the characters, love the dialogue, I love the situations. I really do. I'm a sucker for it. So needless to say, I give it my hearty, warm endorsement. This episode, we have been waiting at the very least for the entirety of season 2, and let's face it, for the bulk of season 1, for a showdown between Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso. We were teased, almost promised to see this last season, or season 1, the penultimate episode, when Different But Same, I believe it's called. The beginning of that episode, they're squaring off right in Daniel's backyard. If it wasn't for Amanda, if it wasn't for Daniel's wife, we would have had a scrap. Nah, but she's got common sense.
You know, as much as I would love to watch you and your childhood karate rival duke it out, I kind of don't want to get any blood on the patio. So what do you say we try to resolve this over some breakfast instead?
Actually, it was a very good showdown, personality to personality. Personal background compared to personal background. It was a very good showdown in that regard. And it was kind of nice to see the two of them a bit on the same page. End of the episode, it went to hell. Much in the same way as we know it's going to happen at the end of episode 9 of season 2. We know right around the corner, anytime a kid says, I don't want my parents to see me loaded coming home after a party, what do I have to do? Well, not go home. That'll make everything work. So, I mean, even some teenagers know that's awful. You're just guaranteed to add trouble. So at the beginning of the episode, we know right around the corner, it's going to be a problem. It does seem odd that Amanda and Daniel have a pretty good idea. Well, they get Sam's texts. She was at a party with drinking, and there were cops, and she was drunk. Not good. So they're going to go and track her phone. Okay, why didn't Amanda go with Daniel to go and find their daughter together? The main reason why is otherwise, if she was there, she'd put cold water on the whole thing again, and there wouldn't be this great short fight that we're glad to see. The fight is generally inconsequential to the events in the episode. It does reset us back to square one as far as the disagreement and struggle between Johnny and Daniel. But the main purpose it serves is to whet our appetite for a great fight. And what we get is great fights. Tori, when she gathers the crowd out in the hallway, they part almost like the Red Sea, almost like an old West town where the citizens keep their distance and let the gunslingers walk down the middle of the street. And the caged animals circle in the crossways. Talk about, obviously that's important. They're at a crossroads, two hallways crossing. Which way are they going to go? That's the main question. It's the wrong road for damn near everybody in this fight. The choreography makes this extremely good. A lot of fun. I know a little about, some kind of fight choreography, I guess, because I watch it. I've taken stage combat classes, not a lot, and some friends of mine have taken a few, which is different from on camera, obviously, but the principles are sort of the same. And the actors and the stunt actors are in very specific positions, making specific moves, and the camera is making its moves. It needs to be here and move over here and face this way and turn this way. The camera has to be choreographed as well. That has to be captured all the right way. Keep your eyes on the right thing. Don't look at what you're not supposed to see. The girls' hairstyles are, longer, which can cover some of their faces to hide who the stunt actor is. There's There's a channel, YouTube has a Netflix channel, and they have a shot-for-shot look at that fight with some of the cast talking about it. And they refer to the Texas Switch, which is a stunt and fight technique where your vision is blocked or obscured or something goes off camera with the stunt actor, and then back in the same place jumps the actor. My first knowledge of this, I must have seen it any number of times, but if you've seen the movie Airplane, and good Lord, if you haven't, please do.
Well, I flew single-engine fighters in the Air Force, but this plane has 4 engines. It's an entirely different kind of flying, altogether.
It's an entirely different kind of flying.
Robert Hayes and Julie Haggerty are in a parody of Saturday Night Fever, and the song Staying Alive is playing. And she's spinning him around at a disco. And he is thrown off. And there's a stunt actor who does a somersault or a loop or whatever and falls or lands behind a crowd of people. And out jumps from that crowd of people Robert Hayes, as if he's perfectly stuck the landing, and jumps back out and does this great disco Saturday Night Fever pose. Now, if you know to watch for what the commentary says, Zucker, and Abrams, you can actually see Robert Hayes not nearly obscured enough, waiting for his moment to duck down and jump up. That's what they do with the. You can see the choreography for this fight on that YouTube channel. I'm not that educated in it, but I'm educated enough to know what to look for, especially when I've been told. But I'm following all the stuff that they want me to follow. I think it's very easy. I've watched it many times. I've seen the episode, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times, and I've seen that scene easily a dozen, maybe 20. I'm still thrilled by it. I'm still entertained by it. I love it. One of the great moments in the fight is when Sam and Tori are on the stairs, and Sam's telling off Tori. And
Is that the only way you know how to fight? Dirty? This isn't a tournament. There are no rules. No mercy.
And Sam's struggling to defend herself after she's been cut pretty bad, and she manages to kick Tori over the railing. It seems on television, it doesn't seem like that's very far, but you go look at a railing on a stairway, and over the railing is the stairs that descend down, and of course the edges of the stairs, and it's hard, and you land on your back or your side and your neck and your head. That ain't gonna feel good at 3 feet at all. But on television, it doesn't look like that big of a deal. We sort of see that sort of thing all the time, so it doesn't seem such a bad deal. But the idea has been planted in our head. So when we see the next fall, the fall is disconcerting and unnerving because it's slow motion. And Miguel's arms and legs are flailing around as if maybe there's a rope to catch, and of course there isn't. That slow fall, and we know exactly where he's going. Right to the steps on an angle. And we saw that happen to Tori from a much shorter distance. And she stopped fighting after that. The fall is so unnerving. And of course the sudden stop at the end is the very uncomfortable part. Well, the sound of the fall, the land, sound will do a lot for you. And they add just enough to do the right thing. that's enough of that awesome unpleasantness. We'll discuss this more, perhaps another video at another time. In between now and the air date of Season 3 of Cobra Kai. When is it coming out? It was the 8th of January. Now it's just January. Watch Party, the YouTube channel Watch Party, has some interesting ideas on exactly what that might mean. Go look that up. And what else we're going to do in the meantime. In any case, thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you folks next time. You take care.